NIKKE has a really bad problem when it comes to banning accounts without actually any proof of people doing anything bad, or just banning people when they should not, right? Banning people for specific books that they themselves create, and then blaming people who were not abusing the book and just doing, well, their dailies, just well claiming everything that they saw with a red dot, right? So let's talk a little bit about what's going on with this new banning waves of accounts with malicious behavior. Before we start, hello to the internet, welcome back to the Waifus, I'm Sefhi. Let's talk a little bit about this, okay? So two things. Recently, this is not my account, clearly, this is my SIA account that I do not log in. But recently, there's been a new wave of bans because malicious behavior, right? So commanders, we have confirmed that some users have been exploiting the game book to obtain game items and resources, which affects the fairness of the game. Please be informed that we have fixed the book to maintain a fair gaming environment. We have also banned the account that maliciously exploited the book to obtain items. We'll continue to work hard to create a fair gaming environment for everyone. Thank you for your support. All right, so let's start with this book. They will go into the anti-cheat system of NIKKE, why it's complete trash, how people still use cheats and macros every single day without any consequences, and then we'll talk about possible solutions, even though there is no solutions. But let's talk about this. First of all, what is this current book, what's going on, and why people are complaining? This book is because returning players, so only a fraction of the players, right? If you had this welcome back thing right here, since I haven't played this account, I have it here. If you have this welcome back thing, you will be getting on your mail also this thing, okay? Unclaimed past reward delivery. Here are your unclaimed past rewards. Only 20 on my case. I don't have a lot of free ends. Now, what's the issue? Okay, 20 free end points. I think this is not too bad, right? Well, the issue was that anytime you refresh, so if you went into the campaign and came back, you have another mail. And every time you went into campaign and then came back, you had another mail. Rinse and repeat, and some people were getting thousands of friendship points where they could actually be pulling for hours, right? Now, of course, some people who just returned to the game thought this was just, rewards for coming back. So they were just clicking, as most people do, claim all. Because who here goes mail by mail, claiming one by one and then deleting one by one? Most of you just click claim all and then delete or keep them there. Nothing else. So a lot of people were complaining because they were getting banned for just claiming the rewards that NIKKE themselves sends because of the book, because of an exploit that it's not even an exploit. They created this book, right? An exploit is when you actually exploit something in game that should not be like that, but this is a mail book that they themselves created. So it's kind of funny that NIKKE is banning people. And then people are paying for this while they didn't even know what's going on, right? So you've seen a lot of complaints on both the official Discord, Reddit, and Twitter of people saying that, hey, I got banned, I don't know what to do, can I contact support? We'll see if NIKKE actually shares this stuff or not. Because, yeah, game accounts usually will share when they are banning people, but they will not recognize when they actually fuck up. And they have to be like, hey, we are unbanning some of these people because, it is our problem, exploiting a game book. We created this book. Some people would just click and claim all, which is pretty simple to see who has, 30,000 friendship points and who has just like 200, 400, right? And we're just claiming every time they were playing the game. But it is what it is. Now, before we keep going about this, not much to add to this situation. It is unfair for some people. If you are in that situation and you were not exploiting this, if you were exploiting this, fuck you. If you were just playing the game and you lost your account unfairly, contact support and tell them, hey, this is what happens. Can I get my account back? Hopefully you can get it back, but support most of the time will ignore this request. So it is a good way of making new players stay, or returning players, stay in your game. So, after that, what's going on with the easy anti-cheat in NIKKE? Easy anti-cheat in NIKKE is trash, okay? So to put an example, you can still cheat in NIKKE, and the repercussions are not there. There are no repercussions, because as long as you are not in the top 100, in the top 50 here, you're good. You are good. You can cheat. Not only that, but the majority of people in this top 50, there's two situations. First, people who are using macros, and this is something known, and macros are pretty easy to make, and they are not detectable, no matter who tells you, oh, they're going to be banning you. Nah, okay, it's pretty easy to skip their macro detection system, because this is not easy anti-cheat. This is Shift up putting in place mechanism to see if people are botting or not, and there is easy ways of just bypassing that. So most people on the top 50 use macros. Now, the people who do not use macros, maybe there is a few, right, that do not use macros and can compete at the same level as those who have like a perfect macro. And then the other people is they are not using macros. They are paying people to be on the top 50, on the top 100, on the top 200. It's whales who don't want to play the game, so they pay others to run their accounts. So when we talk about these type of issues, NIKKE will never talk about this. NIKKE will never go publicly and be like, oh, we're trying to crack down on people actually, logging into others' accounts while getting paid to take a spot in the top 50 without having to play the game. This happens also on Union Raid, but I don't care, honestly. I don't care on either. I just think it's funny how NIKKE ignores these issues with macros, even though they say they were banning people with macros. And people paying and people piloting whole unions on their own. People literally logging into 20 accounts, 25, 30 accounts, just so they can get a good score on Solo Raid, on Union Raid, sorry. But they will not talk about that. They will only worry when actually people are exploiting a book that they themselves created to maintain a fair gaming environment. There is no fair gaming environment. This is a gacha game, okay? Shut the fuck up. Stop being liars. You can do this because it's good marketing, but at the end of the day, there is nothing fair about the gacha game. Not only that, but clearly people abuse the systems that you have put in place, that you said people should not be doing, like macros, just because your systems for snipers and rocket launchers are trash because you don't want to fix them. So people, of course, will macro. People, of course, will cheat. Why would they not, right? But it is what it is. Just wanted to talk a little bit about this because I always find it funny when NIKKE tries to do something good and they just keep digging themselves further and further. When it comes to the exploit itself and people abusing it heavily, of course, it should be banned. When it comes to returning players, we just got a couple hundred friendship points. They didn't fucking know. They were playing the game, they were claiming because they saw new points. That's it. Most people don't understand. Oh, maybe this is a bug. No, they were just claiming the stuff. It is what it is, though. If you are in the part of this problem where you were claiming a lot of these points and you don't know what to do, good luck trying to get the account back. Support most of the time will ignore these issues. When it comes to macros, when it comes to piloting whole unions, when it comes to paying to be on the top 50 for solo raid, we don't talk about it because it's not interesting enough for NIKKE to actually fix that issue. I might actually make a video teaching you how to make a macro on the next co-op because it's actually weak for win, so it means people are going to be using Black Shadow. So if you are interested on how to make a macro for SBS so you can do your co-op and actually get a good score, let me know. Most likely we'll be making a video on that. I'll be asking around because I still need to configure it properly. But all that said, though, just wanted to talk about this, an interesting situation going on with NIKKE and how unfair sometimes it can be. I love this game. I will never stop playing. I love this probably more than most players, but sometimes their decisions are just completely stupid. It is what it is. Says la vie. That said, though, enough japping around. Thank you to my patrons for making this content possible. As usual, love you all bossos. Good luck with your pool dinner dates. I'll see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。